Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the Savvy Italian Kitchen. My name is Vinessa, and today we're on day 2 of our Monday through Friday cooking meals together. So last night we did beef with broccoli and some fried rice, which turned out pretty well. And tonight we're just going to do a simple spaghetti, or linguine rather, with white clam sauce. So just while I'm waiting for a few more people to get on, this recipe is in our Savvy Italian Fall and Holiday Favorites cookbook. It's on page 39, so if you have the cookbook, you can follow along in there. And I'm just going to go over the ingredients before we start. So you'll need about a pound of linguine. I just like the Barilla pasta linguine, and it's cooked al dente. You'll need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of sweet butter, 6 cloves of minced garlic. You can use either 4 cans of chopped or whole baby clams. They come, it's like the size of a little bit bigger than tuna fish. I think Doxy is the name that we use. It's like in a gold and blue label. Or you can use about a pound of fresh clams, which I did. This is just about a pound. Now, if you're doing this, you'll want to soak the clams in cold water, let the sand come out, drain them, and you're going to want to change the water about 4 times. So that's what we did, and we have about a pound here. Honestly, I'm going to cook about a half a pound of linguine because it's just Tony and I, but we'll follow along with the recipe for the full pound. You'll need 1/4 cup of dry white wine. So I have a nice Pinot Grigio here, some Ecco di Mane. If you don't want to use wine, you can add a little bit of, they sell like fish stock, or if you have fish stock, in the freezer, if you make it, you can use that, or just add a little water. We're going to end up using a little of the water from the cooked linguine as well. You'll need about 1/3 cup of minced parsley, and then an additional 2 tablespoons that we'll use for the linguine. I have my garlic, and then you'll need about 1/2 cup of grated Pecorino Romano cheese. Now, I know that's questionable. A lot of people don't like to put cheese on any type of fish or shellfish or seafood. It's optional. I'm not going by the book. We like to have our pasta coated with, or macaroni, spaghetti, whatever, coated with cheese. So that's totally up to you. And we will also add a little bit of hot pepper seeds, and then we'll add some salt to the water. So I have my water just about ready to boil here. It's a turbo boil, so it'll just take a couple of minutes. I usually wait until the water boils, then I put in my salt, and you just cook it for about 7 or 8 minutes and drain it. And be sure to reserve some of the pasta water. So while I'm waiting for that to boil, because the clams will come together pretty quickly, tomorrow night we're going to be making chicken Dijon. So if you were following along, I suggested that you freeze about 1.5 pounds of chicken. So you want to take that out tonight, put it in the refrigerator so it'll defrost overnight. We'll use a little bit more of the white wine. You'll need some onions and Dijon mustard. And I forget what we're serving as a side, but I'll post that list of ingredients a little bit later tonight. So this is just about ready to boil. I think I'm going to put it on the back burner so this way you guys can see what's going on here in the front. So this is pretty warm. So I have a large frying pan. We're going to heat our olive oil and butter in here and just cook the clams right in here and actually mix everything together. So I'll give that a minute or so to heat up. And I hope everybody's having a good day. It just got very dark here. I just came back from my walk at 5, and I didn't even freshen up or anything because it looks like it's going to rain, so I want to make sure I do everything while we have power. So this is heating up, so I'm going to add in my 2 tablespoons of sweet butter, and I like to mix butter with olive oil a little bit. I think it gives it a nice flavor, so that's what we're going to do. Just let that melt, and then we'll add in the olive oil and garlic, and this comes together quickly. So this is, again, a nice dish to cook during the week. This is also on our Christmas Eve menu. We make spaghetti with white clam sauce or linguine. So let's get going here. Okay, enough talking. I know my husband's hungry. He didn't have lunch. He's like, is it going to take you long? Are you doing this right away? And I'm like, yes, I'll do it right away. It'll just be a few minutes. So I just want this to come up to a boil, which shouldn't take too long. Okay, so I'm just going to wing it and add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You can measure it out, but I just kind of wing it. Oh, and you'll also need the juice of 1 lemon and some zested lemon, so I forgot about that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so this is heated up pretty well. I'm just going to get this has to be, and I've spoken about this, talked about this before. This bench scraper is one of my favorite tools in the kitchen. It's good for just scooping stuff up and putting it right into the pan, and look at that, it collects everything and it goes right in there. So if you don't have one of those, I definitely recommend it. And then if you're making dough, the real purpose is to use it to scrape up the dough. So I'm just gonna make sure that gets coated, and I like to put the hot pepper seeds in as I'm sauteing the garlic. You don't have to. If you just want to use plain black pepper, that's fine too. And even though everything's salty, I will add a pinch of salt. I just, just a little bit, not too much. So let me go ahead. So this is from my sister-in-law, Leanne. So about 2 weeks ago, Amazon came to the door, and I thought, I didn't open anything. So let me show you how it came. It was really cute. So this package came, a box in this beautiful gift bag with a card, and it was from Leanne, that's Tony's sister, one of his sisters, and it said, if you're going to cook live online, then you need to look like Michael Simon, laugh out loud. I love this thing and enjoy it, love Leanne. So she gifted this little container for salt, so that's what I have my salt in. So I wanted to just give Leanne a shout out, thank you, and I really need to put this down a little bit lower. That's the only thing about cooking with butter, you have to be careful that it doesn't burn. So I took that off the heat. I'm just gonna put a little pinch of salt in there, and we have our hot pepper seeds. The water's almost ready to boil, and I'm just gonna take out about 4 ounces or so. Hi Missy, hi Ginny, how are you guys doing? We're making linguine with clam sauce, fresh clam sauce, white, not red. Sometimes we make it red. My cousin John has it. I'd love to get his recipe. He has a fabulous recipe for red clam sauce, and I know he uses about, no lie, 40 cloves of garlic. It's really, really good. Okay, so this, you can see that this browns up just a little bit, and now we're gonna put, let me see, we're gonna put our clams in, and then we're gonna add the wine and a little bit of lemon juice. So those are just gonna go right in, and we'll put this up a little bit higher, and the water is about ready to boil. So I just wanna get those in there. And I'll grab some tongs. This is another kitchen tool that I love. Tongs I use for everything. It's got the little rubber things that come off. I have them in 2 sizes, and I think it's great for mixing stuff around. So let's just get these in here. Okay, so that was 2 tablespoons of sweet butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 6 cloves of minced garlic, a little bit of hot pepper seeds, and we're gonna add a little bit of white wine, and then we'll add some of the pasta water. So it calls for a 1/4 cup of dry white wine. I'm just gonna wing it and put that in there. So that was about a 1/4 cup. And then if you're following along for the week, you'll need this for our chicken Dijon tomorrow night also. So just save that, and there's plenty to drink, so I might even pour a little bit later. Okay, so we have the clams in here. Now, again, I clean the clams, I soak them in cold water and drain them and change the water about 4 times just to get the grit and the sand out. Now, they did open up a little bit, but I think it's because the water was it was a little warm. It took a while for the tap water to cool down. Oh, your favorite. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Jacqueline. I know, it's one of my favorites too. As I said, it's our Christmas Eve staple, and my mother used to make this, I don't know why, but I just remember it. She used to make it the night before Thanksgiving every year because I guess she was busy preparing for Thanksgiving the next day, and it was just an easy meal to get on the table for 6 people, so that's what she did. So you want to make sure the clams are open. If any of the clams don't open, then just discard them. That means that they're really not good. So my pasta water is boiling. I think I'm going to add a little bit more salt to this. And I'm going to cook about 1/2 pound because it's just the 2 of us. So I have about 1/2 pound. We'll just stick that in there. And then once that starts to cook, we'll use some of the water. The starchy water is good, makes a nice sauce. So I'm just gonna kind of shove that down here. Boy, it's really pouring now. It almost sounds like it's hailing. We had rain earlier, so I thought, that's why I walked at 5. Usually I take a lunch and I try to do my walk on my lunch hour. Oh, you have it also on Christmas Eve, Jacqueline, yep. So I guess you do the Feast of 7 Fishes on Christmas Eve, or fish rather, not fishes, I think fish is plural. But we do that. We have spaghetti with clams, we have fried schmelts, you dredge them in flour and fry them in hot oil. What else do we have? Fried calamari. I never say that right. Calamari, galamad, I don't know, everybody says it differently, but my family makes fun of me because I never say it the right way. But anyway, and then we have the spaghetti with clam sauce, stuffed artichoke, stuffed vinegar peppers. We have a cold bacala salad with lemon and parsley. And then we have bacala like in a red sauce or gravy with the potato. It's almost like a stew. And then scungili, we put that in some red sauce and some of the calamari in the sauce. And that's it. Scallops. Oh, and shrimp scampi. We do a scampi casserole. We don't do it on the stovetop. We do it in the oven. So that's pretty good. And then that's our menu for Christmas Eve. A couple of fishes, but we do celebrate. Yeah, we try to keep it to the 7, just as tradition. And we changed it a little bit along the way. Traditionally, my mother didn't make scallops. She didn't fry the calamari, it just went into the sauce. But we changed it up a little bit. And then, we have some people in our family who don't like fish, so we also we make like chicken cutlets or something for them. But it's just fun having everybody together. My daughter will be hosting it at her house this year, thank goodness. So I will be there as her sous chef. So for those of you coming on, I'm making a quick linguine with white clam sauce. So I have olive oil and butter, 2 tablespoons of each, sweet butter. That I melted. I added 6 cloves of garlic, a 1/4 cup of white wine, cleaned clams. I added those to the pot, and I'm cooking about 1/2 pound of linguine, and then we'll finish it off with some grated cheese, which is optional. Some people don't like cheese with the fish. Do whatever you like. The juice of 1 lemon and some parsley. So I just want to turn the clams around a little bit, make sure that they're cooked all the way through, and they don't take long at all. Once I get some pasta water, I'll add it to the clams, and I'll just put a lid on it for a couple of minutes or cover it with some foil. And I see I have a broken one here, so that's not good. And the linguine only takes about 7 or 8 minutes. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. How long do I walk? No, I'm not doing Weight Watchers. I actually started this program that was advertised on Facebook. It was like a metabolic way of eating. If I can inbox the link to you. So you take a profile of what your cravings are, and typically your deficiencies are the foods that you're craving most, whether it be magnesium or whatever. I'm just using that as as an example. And you eat 2 plates a day along with intermittent fasting. You can only eat like 1 type of vegetable in the beginning because it's easier to digest. It's quite a bit of information, but it makes perfect sense. So I've done that for about 6 weeks now, and I've always walked. In fact, I was walking 4 to 5 miles a day, and the person who runs the program said that was too stressful. So part of it's getting rid of disruptors in your body. I gave up coffee completely, and anybody who knows me knows I love coffee. So thank you for noticing. So I did lose about 12 pounds, and I have about another 12 to go, and I should be okay. But thank you. But if you want the information, just message me, Jacqueline, and I'll send you the link. I don't benefit from it at all. I'm just sharing it with people. My daughter's trying it. I shared it with a couple of other people. But read through it and see if it makes sense to you. It's definitely working for me, since I don't know if there's any men on here, so if you are, I apologize in advance. But having gone through menopause a few years ago, I gained about 15 or 20 pounds. That coupled with stress and moving here and a lot of things, that I was never that heavy. I never had issues like in my middle or whatever. And no matter what I tried, Weight Watchers, keto, working out, I eliminated alcohol and everything. And this has really helped me. So I'll definitely send you the information, and hopefully it'll help you. And you feel better. I'm sleeping much better. I have more energy. I don't have brain fog, and there aren't any supplements or anything like that involved. So, okay. So the water's boiling. So I'm going to get the part of the water right here, if you guys can see that, like the good foamy part. So I'm going to start just with 1 ladle full, and actually I'm going to put about 1 1/2, and I'm going to heat this up. I'm going to move this down to this burner because for some reason this isn't really doing too well here. So let's get that boiling. I'll put this on the front. I wanted you to be able to see it while I was cooking, but unfortunately my kitchen isn't set up for that. So it'll just be another couple of minutes for the clams to cook, and then I'm actually going to add the lemon juice in now. So I did remove most of the pits, and you can use cheesecloth or whatever. I just go, if you guys can see this, I just squeeze it upright to try to get most of the juice out and eliminate the eliminate any of the pits, but if they get in there, no big deal. I just go in and fish them out. So that's the juice of 1 lemon. And I'll see if I need more water from the pasta once I get this other half of the lemon in here. It really got dark here. I can't believe it. It's like, it feels like nighttime. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's starting to smell really good. I'm just gonna put a little more water in there because I think we're gonna need it, and put this up all the way. And now I'm just gonna taste the linguine. It looks like it's good. Looks like it might need another minute. I don't know, we were watching somebody, some chef on YouTube or whatever, and he just looked at the pasta and knew that it was cooked. He didn't taste it. A little too hard yet. That's got another couple of minutes. So for those of you coming on, I am making some linguine with white clam sauce. So this is the clam sauce. It has white wine, butter, olive oil, garlic, and some clams, which I believe look like they're almost cooked. And then I'll drain the pasta, add the parsley, and we're gonna mix it right in there. So I'll bring that over a little bit closer once we're ready. And I just used about a half a pound, Mama Mia, Kathy, about a half a pound of linguine because I really don't eat it. I'll just taste it, and that's just enough for Tony. And I'm sure Blaze will get a little taste too. And then we're gonna zest a little bit of lemon and put that on top. So, okay, this is coming up nicely. I should really figure out if I could do the cameras from this side. I don't know if you might be able to see better. I'll have to do it one day and see if that works out a little bit better. So I'm just taking a little bit of the foam, which is the starchy part, as it's coming up, and I'm just adding that over to the clams. Okay, and as soon as I get this off, I'll put the clams back here so you can see. This is gonna be another minute or so. Okay, so I will use my bench scraper again, one of my favorite kitchen tools, and I'm just gonna add that right to the clams. So there you go, you guys can see that. Just add that in there, easy peasy. And I love it because it's all fresh ingredients. I mean, except for the little bit of cheese. So what I do is when I drain the linguine, or anytime I drain pasta, I add the cheese right to the pasta, and then I mix it with whatever it is. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the hot pepper flakes, because we like that. I've even added hot sauce sometimes, like Cholula or just Red Hot, but I'm not gonna do that tonight. Just get those in there. And I think my pasta might be ready. Okay, and I'm just gonna give the sauce a quick taste to see if it needs anything. Oh no, that's good. You can taste the lemon. Oh my goodness, it tastes very good. Okay, I think this is ready to drain. So just give me a second. Okay. And then I'll move this over here so you guys could see it a little bit better. And I'll drain almost all of it and then add it back in. Okay. Woo, facial time. There we go. Okay, so that's coming together nicely. I'm gonna do a little bit of zest in here, and then I'll put some over the top before we serve it. Okay, I prefer a grater because I like bigger chunks, but for this I think the zester's a little bit better. And that took all of what, 20 minutes? I mean, I did chop up the parsley and garlic ahead of time, so that helped. Okay, there's all that beautiful zest. And then I'll get it over here where you guys can see it. Okay, so let me just move everything out of the way so you can see. Okay, I'll put this on here. And I'm gonna add that extra parsley that's on the side. So I'll just put the linguine right in here. And then I'll just let it sit on the top, and I'll add a little bit of cheese. So it calls for about a half a cup. I just wing it, it's according to what you like. So just put the cheese right on the pasta, and look at that, there was a little bit of rind left in there. Do you guys put rind in your soup? Do you save the cheese rinds? That's really good. My mother-in-law used to keep them in the freezer. They're really good in soup. And that's it. We're just gonna toss it around, just like that. Actually, I don't think I need any more parsley. So we're just gonna go with what's in here. I think I need a spoon. A little more hot pepper flakes. And then it's got the little bit of zest. We'll put just a little bit more, a little bit that was over there, and that should do it. So let me get my fork. I'll plate this up for Tony, and he'll be a happy camper. Oh, I forgot to defrost bread for him. Oh well, thank God for microwaves. It'll defrost pretty quickly. So let's get this all mixed together like that. And I'm just gonna give it a quick taste, even though I'm not supposed to have it. The cook has to taste it to make sure it's good before it goes to the king or the table. Okay, I think that should be cool enough. That is perfect. And our clams, oh look at the clams, perfectly cooked. So again, you can certainly use the canned clams. I'll post the recipe up on the website, and if you have our original cookbook, it should be in there. So that's it for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and serve my husband and pour myself a little glass of Pinot, and I'll be back on tomorrow night around 6 making chicken Dijon, and I'll post the ingredients that you'll need for that. Just make sure that you defrost the chicken if you have it in the freezer for tomorrow. So you guys have a good evening. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, and we will see you guys again. Bye.